Hey guys, I am Deric. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you what is agency problem. For sole proprietorships or partnerships, the management and the owners are usually the same group of people. The management runs the business to satisfy their own goals, needs, and financial requirements. Therefore, there would be no conflict or less conflict. However, when a company moves from private to public ownership, the management and the owners are now two different groups of people. This is what we call an agency relationship. The shareholders hire managers to run the company. Shareholders are the principals, they are the boss of the company. Managers are the agents of the company. So, managers are representing the shareholders to run the business. That's when the agency problem happens, as there is a conflict of interest between the principal and the agent. Managers may have their own interests or goals, which may not align with those of the shareholders. For example, they may prioritize their own salaries or bonuses over maximizing profits for the company. The cost associated with mitigating agency problems, such as monitoring the agent's actions or creating incentives to align the agent's interests with those of the principal, is known as agency cost. In other words, agency cost is used to minimize agency problems. Agency cost arises from agency problems is borne by shareholders, which is representing a loss of shareholder wealth. Whenever a manager owns less than 100% of the firm's equity, a potential agency problem exists. In theory, managers would agree with shareholder wealth maximization. However, managers are also concerned with their personal goals and needs, such as high salary, allowance, bonus, job security, good working environment, and flexible working hour. But what the shareholders want would be high share price, high dividend, and high profit. So, shareholders' want are different from what managers want. This would cause the managers to act in ways that do not always benefit the firm's shareholders. To solve the agency problem, first, the company may implement management compensation plans. Incentive plans tie management compensation to share price. Managers will be rewarded if the share price goes up. For example, the granting of stock options. Managers are given a special right to purchase the company's shares at a predetermined price within a stipulated period, usually at a cheaper price. For the managers that receive stock options as their bonus reward, now, they become the shareholders of the company. Most likely, they will put an effort to work their best to make the share price go up, so that they can earn the best return from the stock options. Another similar management compensation plan is the performance plan. Performance plans tie management compensation to EPS, or growth in EPS. EPS is earnings per share, something related to share price as well. If the managers can hit the targeted EPS, reward the managers with shares and/or cash bonuses. These plans can help align the needs of managers and shareholders, so that managers are working for the shareholders' benefits and their own benefits at the same time. The second method to solve agency problem is by market forces. Shareholder activism. Through executing voting power, shareholders participate in activities that can change the corporation. For example, if the shareholders are not satisfied with the performance of the existing management, they can elect new board of directors during annual general meeting. Strong and independent BOD can engage in dismissing ineffective top management who causes agency problems. BOD can also replace poorly performing managers. Shareholder activism is usually done by the large institutional investors who hold large amount of shares. So, institutional investors play an important role in shareholder activism. It is because they have more power to place pressure on the management to take actions and to maximize shareholder wealth. The third method to solve agency problem is by threat of takeover. This is an external force from outsiders. When a firm's internal corporate governance structure is unable to keep agency problems in check, it is likely that rival managers will try to gain control of the firm, as they look for companies that are poorly managed and undervalued. These rival managers from other companies are the potential acquirers. the threat of takeover by another firm can provide a strong source of external corporate governance. It can enhance the troubled firm's value by restructuring its management, operations, and financing. In other words, to prevent the company to be taken over by other competitors, the existing management will have to work properly for the benefits of shareholders. So that agency problem can be solved because of the threat from competitors. Next, we will talk about the role of business ethics. Ethical behavior means doing the right thing. But different people define right thing in a different way. Something that is right for me may not be right for you. That's why a set of rules or laws is used to define the right thing. Everybody has to follow the rules or laws. The examples of unethical behaviors include misleading financial forecast, insider trading, fraud, excessive executive compensation, and bribery. Companies should avoid unethical behaviors because negative publicity often leads to negative impacts on a firm. Alright, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.